Welcome to the second episode of podcast Tepi Pantai, Yuk Ngobrol Santai. So, at the first episode, we've discussed a lot about hospitality industry, in which the residents of Ciputra Beach Resort, you all know that you can get up to 15% yield annually when you rent your home as a villa. So, at the second episode, we want to know more about other industries at Bali. So, very interesting industry is actually the food industry, food and beverages. So joining with us today, our special guest is the executive chef of Bali Beach Glamping. Please welcome Chef Fabian. Okay, Chef Fabian. So just a little bit of background, Chef. Maybe you can tell us where did you grow up and maybe what convinced you to join the food and beverage industry? Why you decide to be a chef?
Well, I was born in a very little island eastern of Indonesia. That our culture is more influenced by Portuguese and Dutch. So my family is a big family. I have only a boy there, and we have only two sisters. So every day, my mom cook things for us to eat the whole day, and the boy has to help. We had to help the mother, our mom, to cook something. So actually, that was the first experience that we spent in the kitchen with mom and cook things for our daily meal. And yeah, it's getting used. After finishing school, I go for some internship, and yeah, it's starting from there.
So starting from helping mom at the kitchen,
Yeah, exactly.
and then it inspires you to be a professional chef.
Yeah, that's exactly. It started from there.
I see. So we actually wanted to know, maybe life as a chef is full of pressure behind the kitchen. How busy are you every day? Like besides spending time in the kitchen, like what do you normally do?
Yeah, being a chef is you have to be smart to make a decision. Yeah, spending many hours every day in the kitchen. People work 8 hours, and I can work like 12 hours, even more. So it's a lot of time, a lot of energy, and we have to deal with it. I decided to be a chef because it's what I like to do, what I like to do. But yeah, beside of the kitchen, I have other things to do, of course. The break over here is the place I used to spend time with if I'm not in the kitchen. So I serve. Actually, I do serve every morning. Yeah, surfing, and yeah, it's an activity beside the kitchen. There's only thing that I can do because it takes just a little amount of time, and then back to the kitchen, make the plan, train the staff, and yeah, it's like a routine in the kitchen. That's right.
Right. Chef, you mentioned like you spent 12 hours in the kitchen, right? Normally people work 8 hours, but you spent extra 4 hours in the kitchen.
Even more.
Even more. So what sort of preparation are you making in that 4 hours?
Me as an executive chef, we have to be a director. You direct your team to do prep well, to make sure everything is on its plan. Then being someone that direct many people is actually take a lot of energy than you cooking like someone like myself. They cook in the stove, and it's so many things to do actually. For now, we are preparing for many plan in the future because we have another 10 accommodation and the yoga sala and the new restaurant. So actually, it's a lot of things to do, and I have a big list every day. That's why I have to spend more time. When we have a big function like wedding, and like in April we have a festival, and we will serve maybe about 1,000 people a day.
1,000 people.
Yeah, it will be. And of course, you have to be extra work for that.
I think I'm very sure because of the expansion of Bali Beach Glamping,
Yeah.
obviously more guests will enjoy your delicious food. Chef.
Thank you very much.
Right. So, how long has it been since you first started your career as a professional chef?
I started my career as a professional chef. It started when I was in Ubud. Yeah, I was in Ubud. I worked with an hotel. It's a boutique hotel. It's like a hotel for people that they go there for like private activities. So it's yoga. So I become someone that turned my way of cooking, like I used to do before, to be someone like what I'm doing now. I do more cooking in
Different style.
different style. Yeah. So it takes about 10 even more, 10 years.
More than 10 years
Yeah,
of
more than 10
experience.
years,
I see. So, having more than 10 years of experience, I'm very sure you've actually shared a lot of knowledge and experience with the team.
Yes.
Maybe you can share with us a few experiences that you actually really enjoy, and maybe one experience that you feel really that's an unpleasant experience of becoming a chef. Maybe you can share with the audience.
It's a good question because yeah, there is a lot of moment that you feel that you already make a right decision to be a chef. There is a lot of moment. I can't tell that one, but maybe the one that
The
make
most,
it the memorable.
Yeah.
That I cook for a professional athlete in the world competition of surfing
Global
in
event,
yeah, global event. So there was a very famous server. It's a really famous server there, and I cooked for them. It was in 2019. I think actually it was the moment that I always remember. I was with the top level of the server, which is what I love to do. I serve as well. Yeah, I think that's the moment that I always remember.
The memorable experience.
Yeah, the
What
memorable.
about the unpleasant one?
Yeah, the unpleasant, of course. You make things for many people. There is always people with their negativity and coming to you. Maybe they shout out, but I don't really remember the bad part. Yeah, but for sure there is a moment people just don't smile when they have your food. It's happened for many chefs. Yeah.
Chef, I think we all know that in the kitchen there are lots of pressure. You have to deliver every plate with perfection,
Yes.
right? And with the time with the time given, you always have to deliver a perfect food for the customer. What motivates you to keep going, in spite having a lot of pressure?
Just one word, I can say that: smile.
Smile. Keep on smiling.
I mean, when you please people, and you serve your food, and they have it with smile, it has no value, but
It's priceless for yourself.
price.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Priceless. Yeah.
Yeah.
When did you start cooking here at Bali Beach Glamping? And what sort of dining experience that you want to create here at Bali Beach Glamping, Chef?
Okay. It's a long story actually. Before I started with Bali Beach Glamping, I was a freelancer chef for about maybe 6 years. So I trained the chef from one to another place, and I do it. I really enjoyed the type of the work as a freelancer. Then a friend of mine actually introduced me to Roger. Yeah, because at the time they were looking for someone to take care of the kitchen. They had already someone, but maybe they have different concept coming up, so they have to put someone more there. Then I came to meet Roger at the time. We talk, and he offered me to be a full-time chef. And at the time I said no, because I still doing the freelancer chef. So if they want to hire me as just someone to consult the kitchen, then
You'll be more than happy to do it. Yeah.
So we didn't make a deal at the time. I went back to Nusa Penida because I had a project there, and then the pandemic make everything change. So we tried to develop the place there to have more people, but it's really far from what we expected. And I decided to talk again with him, with Roger, and he said, "Hey, come and let's see what can you do." So I came, and he asked me to present some food to test, and he was happy actually. So it started from 2021.
2021.
Yeah.
So after the pandemic, it changed everything.
Yeah, so I decided to be a full-time chef in Bali Beach Glamping until today.
Okay. So what sort of dining experience you want to create here at Bali Beach Glamping?
Dining experience, we are glamping. Yeah, so we don't do really high fine dining, but we try to be more casual but fine. Yeah, I can say our concept is casual dining, but we put a little bit more touch to make it more fine than just casual.
And what sort of cuisine that you want to deliver here at Bali Beach Glamping? Is it like a fusion cuisine, or like what cuisine you want to create here?
For now, we just do in global. We put everything. We try to reach all the market. We don't put just one marketing. Like in Canggu, you can find many places that they only do in vegan or vegetarian style. We do everything in here. So in the next project, we will put more something that more in trend. And it's ongoing, so we do just a normal like we are doing now.
I see. So, well, you mentioned you actually gave Roger some sample food before joining as a full-time chef here.
Yes.
So you successfully convinced Roger to become a full-time chef here, right? So what sort of standards are there to be achieved when cooking food for the customers at Bali Beach Glamping? What are the standards, chef?
We have always standard in every meals we prepare, but things that we have to really want to achieve is the consistency.
Consistency.
Yeah, the consistency. So it's what I always train the staff to brief them daily. If there is something wrong with the preparation or with the food we cook, and I have to repeat and repeat again to get the consistency.
So consistency should be the key for the perfection of every food here.
Yes.
I see. Right. After creating a lot of food in Bali Beach Glamping, you have a very beautiful menu set up here. What is your favorite food at Bali Beach Glamping?
It's not an easy question because you have to try everything to know which one.
Or maybe what food that you enjoy the most when you cook? What's the most satisfying menu that you cook all this time?
Actually, it's not about me, but for example, we have a menu. In this restaurant, we put salmon. The salmon, and this dish is like so special. So you have potato gratin, the fennel, and the salmon itself. For me, it's the favorite one.
Salmon, I see. Right. Well, you mentioned like you cook for special guest here, the professional athlete, right? Is there any special menu that is out of the the normal menu that you cook for a special occasion here? Any special menu?
Yeah, of course. There is always people with their own, expectation to to have something that maybe it's not in our menu. So it's happened.
So you need to improvise, yeah?
We make the improvisation in kitchen. You know, cooking is like a science. Yeah, you have to combine things to create something. Then a few months ago we had a Swiss dinner here, which is something that I never cooked before. I had to do it because all the Switzerland, Roger is Switzerland, and actually that day was their national day.
Oh,
So we had to cook Switzerland type of food.
yeah.
I remember I have given the recipe from a Switzerland chef in Ubud because he's friends with Roger. So I work on his direction to make their food. And there was one dish that actually it's unique, but the result is, as a chef, I never cooked that type of the food before. I had the feedback from the people that it was amazing.
They love it.
Yeah, they love it. That's something that I really appreciate and makes me feel doing something that that's not available in the menu and some customized request. It always bring you a challenge and more experience, of course.
And you successfully nailed the challenge.
Yeah, we did it actually.
Amazing, chef.
Thanks.
So, before going on with the cooking session with Chef Fabian, maybe you live around Bali Beach Glamping. You live nearby Bali Beach Glamping, right? Obviously, you noticed that we have a big project, Ciputra Beach Resort. How would you describe Ciputra Beach Resort in Bali?
Ciputra, it's become something that's not like others doing in here. So I heard about more and more project from Ciputra, which is really influenced in developing this area. So I think it's a nice people here to have Ciputra Beach Walk.
Because it develops the area.
Yeah,
as well.
yeah. It's also make them good for people here. The young people, they want to work in the next project. It's always open for them. And it's for local communities. Actually, it's very good.
Right. Thank you so much, Chef, for this episode. So before closing off, we want to close off by our tagline. You ready?
Yes.
Okay. Podcast Tepi Pantai.
Yuk ngobrol santai.
Thank you. Thank you, Chef Fabian.
You're welcome.